What's up today, boys and girls? Today I did this thing where I bought this new sled. Not totally new, it's a 2019, and it's the M8000 hardcore Arctic Cat. Comes factory with the deep track, 153, the real nice Fox full spring suspension with your adjustments right here on the bottle for stiff to firm. There's not as many settings as the Walker Evans, but you've got a lot of coil adjustment here, and this is supposed to be an awesome suspension setup. So right off the get-go, we bought the sled. It had no decals, it just said hardcore. So my wife and I made these up and turned out pretty good, so pretty happy with that. She made this one while I was gone for a surprise, and I really like the color scheme of this thing compared to the old Crossfire in here. It's more of a limey green color, but I said to a lot of people, even though this is my new sled, me and that thing had some memories. So this has some very big shoes to fill. But right away, I'm pretty happy with it. I like it. It's new. Very low hours. There's like 50 hours on it. And I think it's right just over 1,000 kilometers. One thing I don't like about it, you can't pop the seat off. There's these two fastenings here. It's actually bolted through the tunnel, so not the worst thing in the world, but I just thought you'd be able to pop it off by hand. I found quite a few loose nuts and bolts and stuff on this, so I tightened a lot of things up since I bought it, went over basically everything. And last but not least, I'm going to move my suspension up on its highest setting, give more clearance in the tunnel. It's got scratchers on it from factory. Both shocks are adjustable. Fairly good to get at the adjustments. The new rail seems to be made out of an even better material than before. It's thicker and reinforced here compared to the Crossfire. If you check back on my older videos, I actually kind of doubled the skid up in the Crossfire to make it stronger. And the whole reason I got it, and I got it for a good deal, is because we've got a hole in the tunnel here, which really isn't a huge concern to me. It looks like another sled come in from behind and went up on top of the track, and the ski hit the inside is what my guess is. But worst case scenario, this sheet of aluminum stops right here, so later on I could take the seat off and just replace that whole sheet with a new sheet instead of having a patch there. It's just rivets. It's really not that big of a job to do. So basically, I got a new belt coming for it. I've got a new set of double carbides coming for it. I turned the front suspension up so the machine sits as high as it possibly can in the front. Quite a bit of ground clearance there. This thing just looks awesome. Love it. So I'm really excited for some snow to get to try this beast out. I've already got some goodie parts ordered for it already from NPP Products. Neil Power Pipes, I think he's called. He's from Alberta, and he builds custom exhausts. He can do full exhausts. When we do the video on his pipe, we'll get a link there for his website and stuff for you. But overall, I am really happy with the way this looks now with just a few decals on it. And I think I might do another Team Arctic Cat one maybe right here. Something to kind of fill that void. And then I'd say it's just going to get drove. One other thing before we start for the season. The old one's diamond drive. This new one's back to chain case. And not really a huge fan of this part, but As you know, if you looked up the sidewinders, this is where the chain case sits. It does have an inspection glass, which from what I can see, the fluid needs to be changed. I don't like the color of it at all. It's dark and dirty. So we're gonna be getting into changing that, which is just taking this lower cover off here. And the drain bolt is obviously down there. Should be pretty simple. But yeah, this is my new toy. Can't wait to try it out. And there's gonna be some pretty cool videos of this thing coming up when we get some deep snow, because this is gonna do some ripping wheelies. And just like every Arctic Cat, it is just way too quiet from factory. The other thing Arctic Cat's famous for, that's going to be the first thing to go. Okay, that's the new toy. Get ready. I'm excited. So one thing I want to show you guys is how quick and easy these come apart. You just turn that, and you just lift away. For the hood, you just undo this, twist, over to the other side, same thing, twist, and then there is this little Torex. I don't know why they did this either, but this fella right here, in order to pull the whole machine apart. So I'll just show you how quick and easy this is. There's that side. And you just, once you pull it out, you slide it ahead. And it just lifts out. And then the hood, you just kind of grab it. It's gonna be hard to do this with the camera. Just kind of, oh, I'll do these first. And then your hood lifts right off. And I like that the wire harness is right here, nice and easy to get at. Fuel pump's right here, nice and easy to get at. Oiler and chain case all in one actually. This is a bit different. This is the fill for the chain case. Right here. You can look in there and see the stuff. So yeah, pretty good and quick to get apart, but pretty tight to work at. We got a fuse box right here. That's in a nice location. We've only got one spark plug in the engine compared to two in the Crossfire. So pretty much just this big chunk of stuff here got to go. Get that out of there and get some performance gear on it, and we'll be much better. So I just purchased a new 2019 Hardcore M8000, and this is what our factory side panel looks like. We're going to make our own decals here using the Cricut, and we just got started here on the first one. So we're going to make a cat logo, and you start with this, and then we're going to stick this onto this, and then we're going to stick it all onto that. So we're going to make a few decals up for this thing to change the look of it, and I'm going to go up and pull the hood off it here shortly and bring that in as well. So I'm pretty excited to see how this is going to turn out, doing all this ourselves. So that's our finished result on the Cricket. Now we're going to transfer that onto the Sled panel. So while I was away at work, the wife finished up my decals for me on the new 2019 M8000 hardcore that we bought. So we made these all ourselves, and then she made this one. I like that. Looks friggin' awesome. I'm gonna go put it together and see how it looks all assembled.